You keep telling yourself you're waiting for the right moment, the perfect time, the flawless plan. But if you're honest, deep down, you're not preparing, you're postponing, you're not getting ready, you're hiding. Hiding behind endless research, careful planning, and the illusion that more time will somehow make you more worthy. The truth? You're afraid. Afraid that once you start, you might fail. You might not live up to the image you've built inside your mind. So instead of taking action, you stay stuck, comfortable, safe, but stuck. We often call it high standards, this endless quest for perfection. But most of the time, it's not about excellence. It's about fear. Fear of judgment, fear of mistakes, fear of not being enough. Somewhere along the way, you learned that being imperfect meant being unworthy. And so you began equating flawlessness with value. But that's not striving for greatness. That's betraying yourself. Because perfectionism isn't about reaching higher. It's about never feeling good enough to start. You keep busy. You plan. You organize. You tell yourself you're making progress. But the hard truth is that busyness isn't the same as bravery. It's easier to rewrite the plan one more time than it is to face the fear of actually doing the thing. And so the cycle continues. You wait. You prepare. You avoid. You convince yourself it's diligence, but it's really delay. Perfectionism becomes a shield. It blocks out both failure and growth. There's a silent grief in living a life of almost. The projects never started. The words never spoken. The risks never taken. You don't notice it at first, but over time the weight grows heavier. You start believing you never had what it takes. You become the person who almost did something meaningful, but never quite moved. Not because you lacked talent, but because fear kept whispering that you weren't ready. Healing doesn't wait for perfection. It doesn't arrive once the dream is complete. Healing is found in motion, in the clumsy, messy, imperfect steps forward. The voice of fear says, don't start until you're sure. Don't move until you're perfect. But the truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. And you don't have to be. You grow by doing, not by waiting. There's a choice you have to make, not between success and failure, but between standing still and starting messy. Staying safe is still a choice. Every moment you hesitate, you strengthen the part of you that doesn't believe in yourself. You don't need more time. You need more courage, less planning, more doing. Even if your hands are trembling, even if your voice shakes. Because momentum only comes when you move. You weren't meant to be the person who almost lived their dreams. You were meant to be the person who stepped into them. Imperfectly, bravely, fully. So if this resonates with you, don't let it pass. Take one small step today and remember, action doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to begin.